Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. The last stream started off very rough for the officer. Can't remember a fucking thing. Woke up after 3 days of heavy drinking. That's why we can't remember a fucking thing. Apparently, there's a dead body we were sent to investigate. So we better go get him down from the tree. So we've met up. Excuse me. There we go. We have met up with Detective Kim Kutsaragi from Precinct 51, and I think we're from 47, or we're from 47 and he's from 51. I don't know. We'll find that out again eventually. God, that background is friggin' amazing. It really is a beautiful title screen. But I've rambled on and on. We have a dead body to go and investigate. Red checks can be tried only once. Failed white checks can be retried by increasing the relevant skill. I feel like we already saw that one. Some good cider. Alright. There's our intrepid duo. Those mutton chops. Heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. Why would you have to... Street sign reads, "Fuck the police." Pigs go home. The street name is illegible.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
Well, I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
What's with this fuck the police business?
Excuse me?
She doesn't understand.
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind.
She shifts in her seat awkwardly.
Who are you exactly, though?
Me? I am just a gardener.
Good to meet you, Just Gardener. Another question, then.
I am pleased to meet you too,
Oh.
officer. Me? I am working.
Working on what?
I have a greenhouse in the yard there.
Ah.
I've been trying to get some work done.
But?
Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Ah.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Got a breakthrough on my thought about being some kind of superstar.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
Oh, don't worry, your gardener head will be taking care of that body pretty soon.
Of course. Where to?
I already know where the corpse is. It's up there. But just
It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
cool. Where am I?
What do you mean?
Just tell me where we are, okay?
We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think.
Ah, so we're around about the north end of the city. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, grab more. What is up in the north?
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
Okay, well, what's in the east?
The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. a fleet store too.
Ooh, a fleet. Well, what's to the south then?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
And what's on the other side of the canal?
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Huh. Cool. Well, what's in the west?
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Thanks.
No
That's all for
problem.
now. I have to run.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
She wipes her brow with the canary yellow glove.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
That's a good point. Can I borrow those gloves?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Hey, luckily, someone who isn't annoyed with me yet.
Some kind of superstar.
What? Whoa!
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
Cool, Daddy-O. Cool. That is some fucked up art right there. Like, damn. So what are the bonuses? -1 to logic, the price of self-delusion. Learning cap for visual calculus is raised to 6. Learning cap for suggestion is raised to 6. Learning cap for electrochemistry is raised to 6. Oh. Learning cap. So, Cool. So what? Do I... Oh, I can forget? Oh, I see. So these are like permanents then. So as long as I have this thought in my head, I got -1 to logic, but my cap to be able to put skills into things are raised? Interesting. So my logic is 3 because of the -1. Gotcha. It's worth 1 real 35. Pen with a green ape head on one end. The ape has closed its eyes. The kind of expression adorning its face seems to be meditating. +1 interfacing. Bye-bye bugs. The latex gardening gloves in classic canary yellow. Maybe you should retire. Take up gardening as a hobby. It's worth a thought. I'll put the gloves on for now. Let's go and find out what's going on with this dead body. There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 8B. What is this?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Oh wow, that's... Yeah, we'll leave that alone for now.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Huh. An even chance.
Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case related, you think?
Okay. What kind of vehicle drove through here then?
Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover.
Oh, let's see if visual calculus reveals anything.
No.
No.
These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Well, let's head out then. Get a reality lowdown. You have no idea where you are. Lena encouraged you to ask others to explain the world to you in greater detail. Perhaps try a rich person. Rich people are educated. Well, I guess if they can afford to be, sure. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. Human being decomposes. Let's investigate around here a little bit first. Yeah, Kuno, fuck him up. The letter R wears a crown on the ribbon below, a light above descending. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol. Hey.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there. Seems like a reasonable assumption. Then we should open it immediately. I don't know. I kind of feel things, man.
What do you mean, feel?
It's extrasensory perception, whatever it is. And whatever is in there holds a special significance. It's just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there. Nothing.
I agree. We should get someone from the remote viewers division here.
He's being sarcastic. Do not ask what the remote viewers division is.
There is no need for sarcasm. I feel strongly about it, that's all. Maybe it's not connected to the case, but still. Damn you, rhetoric. Now I kind of want to ask what the remote viewers division is. Damn it. I'll have a drink and think on it. Fuck it.
All the detectives from all the precincts who experience extrasensory perception go to the remote viewers division. Their work is invaluable to the force.
It's remarkable how he can keep a straight face. Take note. The lieutenant is well versed in deadpanning. Many of the things he says could be meant in jest.
What kind of extra natural abilities do they possess?
None, because they don't exist.
So disappointed right now. I thought there was a remote viewers division. Oh, okay. We'll stop playing the idiot for now. Hello, Venture-Moose. You've caught me playing the fool. And if you wanted to see a dead body, well, we're about to go poke one with a stick. Got my gloves on and everything.
We should still access this container. There may be evidence in there.
How to get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage,
Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we could find that out. But first things first. That bush in the middle there. kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable. Someone's trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. Ooh. 0.20 real. Ooh. More magnesium. This winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. Can't seem to get in there. Oh, hello.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Even die roll. Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material?
Because
Hey!
there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is.
Away.
You see a shabby little door.
You okay, Lieutenant? Hey, 5 experience. Booyah.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
We will, but Lieutenant, first we have a dead body to look over. You, though.
Kuno's got this.
Boys, throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy Kuno.
Yells the other kid behind the fence. Kuno S. What the hell is Nappy Kumpy? Hey kid, a word? Police business. Not a moment of your time, please. Or, yeah, sure, police business. Why not?
Right in the dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick.
Well, the language, young lady. Children ignore you.
Love it in the dick.
Excuse me? Well, they bleeped it, but this game gives no fucks.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like 2 black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
It's kind of good that they bleeped it, actually. I don't think the Twitch algorithm would like that word being said in full. Stop using slurs. It's my crime scene. That's not how we do it. Well, they do actually give you the option to call him out on it. Stop throwing rocks at my crime scene, though.
Fuck that. Kuno, yeah, right in the mouthhole.
Look, little girl, Kunoes, whatever you are. My mouth hole gets fucked by alcohol and my husband's cock, but not any of whatever Kuno has. It looks infected and underage.
Shits himself.
Not this morning, no.
The rake, Kuno.
What fucking rake?
You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
I should throw the book at the two of you. Obstructing justice.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Yeah, I don't have time for this. Actually, yeah, we'll do the body first, and then we'll open up the trash bin, I think.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
God. Why? What is that? Why is it so bad? I have a 3% chance to let go of my nose without throwing up. Fuck it!
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Those two are judging. Alright. We have to try, I guess.
The smell is repulsive.
Even
It
with a
pushes in
9,
from
you
your
failed.
mouth. More instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Try to walk away, let it out. Nope. He's still let it out.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst.
Yeah, that guy's been hanging in that tree for a week, too, so that must be one hell of a stench to have to endure while suffering a massive hangover. Good to know. Thank you for the little tip there, Venture Moose.
Until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Fucking corpse.
Keep it.
Lieutenant hands you a blue checkered handkerchief. Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia would help?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not you.
I can't handle the headache.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
Thanks, Endurance. Where do we
That
get
woman,
ammonia
the
from?
gardener mentioned she used salts for the smell.
Oh, okay.
If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Ah. Okay. Oh, it can be uncensored, huh? Interesting. Alright. Oh. The handkerchief given to you by Lieutenant Kitsuragi. One corner is adorned with lace and a tiny embroidered portiere. Inspect the victim's body and open the trash container. You know what? Since we're going by to talk to the woman, may as well go back inside and pester Gart about the key to the trash bin.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
The young woman watches the snow falling and sighs.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Do you still have your salts? I think we could use
Sure.
some.
I'm done with them.
Oh, thanks.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Lady, I already have a terrible headache. You have no idea the hangover I'm dealing with. I drank myself to amnesia, for fuck's sake. Thin glass tube wrapped in cotton netting, used to treat fainting spells. Produced by St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. Cool. Anyway. Most checks have secret difficulty modifiers. Talking to the right person can reopen a closed white check. Or putting the skills in, which I have to do with savoir-faire if I want my tie. Still, sadly, stuck to the fan in my room. I miss my tie.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Wonder what this feeling is. No, it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me. It isn't callous, it's common sense. Yeah, let's explore this feeling with rhetoric.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you? Guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Oh, I see. I see. Okay. It's a good question. Like, now I'm starting to think about this, like, from the perspective of, like, is this, like, the difference between, is this something the character would actually say in this position, or is this something I might be thinking, personally? Yeah, it would be a good question to kind of ask. Cop is probably more interested in... Well, I've been playing him as very coppish. Not entirely sensitive. Very self-aggrandizing. I might get experience out of it.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
So wait, which is it, game? The 11-day government or the 9-day government? Come on, Encyclopedia. Which one is it? Maybe I am Krasmazov. Well, I did allude to being a philosopher. Yum yum, tell me more. Eat up this knowledge while we can.
He killed himself.
Well. I do like fucking with guards, so...
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
No, wait! Whisper and point to the back of your head. What if I am Krasmazov? Okay, so it is slowly... Okay. Yeah, no. This is getting... You know what? I'm in for the ludicrousness.
We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container.
Fine, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. You killed Joy. We need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Oh my god. I was not expecting that comeback.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Goodbye. Oh man, I I have totally endeared myself to that manager by endlessly fucking with him. Most people settle for bed after 9 p.m., or not long after. At night, the streets are emptier. By 2, everyone's asleep. So we need to do any breaking and entering. This game is very absurdist. Like, the first quest I got, Venture Moose, was to sing karaoke, find a sad song, and bare my soul like the true rock star superstar cop I am. Like, the whole intro to this game of, like, it's pitch black, you are in a drunken stupor, not awake yet, having a conversation with your ancient reptilian brain and your limbic system about why it would be better to just give up and stay passed out and drunk. And then a police siren wakes you up. This game is fucking great. I highly recommend playing it. This is a great little RPG. Alright, let's get back to that body. First things first, though, we got the key. We might as well open this.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags."
Huh. Yes, I know we have the keys there. That was weird.
This trash container is with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there, though, mind?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
Yeah, let's keep opening it. I'm sure we'll be fine. You also said I wouldn't like it when you asked me to look in the mirror.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Oh, great. Look under the boxes of
You
carton.
see milk,
Really?
an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Used to what? Dumpster diving?
No, searching for evidence in the trash.
Ah, okay.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Pick the rags, I guess.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag
Guitar
trousers.
marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it. Sure.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Oh, beautiful. We'll bag that too. It's a good thing I got those gloves from the gardener. This would be terrible to do with your bare hands.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
Thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
So he doesn't want to talk to Kuno again, obviously. You think someone from the Whirling in Rags might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The
Okay.
lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
Why is my inland empire, like, trying to get me not to look further in?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be. I don't know what this is. That's the more honest answer.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
And it was a secret task, apparently, to find it. Miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away. Someone from the Whirling threw it in the trash? I don't know, I'm boring. I'd rather not talk about it right now. Again, I'm not playing a psycho completely, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. I have been operating on a slightly disco level, so maybe it was cramping my style.
Officer, this is an official piece of paperwork. It probably contains notes on numerous ongoing investigations, and could even list undercover operatives, informants. I suggest integrating it into your style, for all our sakes.
I know he voted option 2, but like I said, I'm not playing complete crazy person yet. I might in a subsequent playthrough, but
Easier said than done. How could this pathetic cabbage of copy paper and plastic ever become très disco?
Disco! I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those. We are nihilists and we believe in nothing. I think, you know what? This is my time to stay mute.
It will also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Anyway, where were we?
Lieutenant peers into the trash container where soggy cartons and rags stink uninvitingly.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Yeah, later. We got a dead body to look at. The mug, though. getting that mug too.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Thank you for that.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Oh, I have a feeling Kim already feels quite fucked with, and I'm sure we will have more opportunities to fuck with him, but Gart so far is more fun to fuck with. That bartender, cafeteria manager guy's a douche.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
All right. Well, on to the body. What? Ladder for kids. It wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Is still a really low check.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
The ammonia didn't help at all.
Nor does the wind right now.
The lieutenant pats your back rhythmically.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
Hey, pats are always good.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life? This is bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a cop. Can't we do something else? I think I want to solve something else now. Do it without me. I just can't keep it down.
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it.
Pats your back again.
Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
You seem to be fine.
I think I've lost my sense of smell.
There's a pause.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too.
This is where having stronger endurance would definitely help.
That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. But before we can do that,
He withdraws his hand from your back and looks you in the eye.
you need to get your shit together.
Okay.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Half an hour. So come back around 20 after 11. Inspect the victim's body. Equip and complete volumetric shit compressor thought. Put the clothes in the trash. Ask Kuno if he knows anything about the victim's clothes, or ask Gart if he knows how the victim's clothes got in the trash. Read your ledger and name the case. Still 4 hours and 52 minutes on Lonesome Long Way Home, huh? Huh. 30 minutes. Oh, okay. Perfect. Your shit is apart, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area to achieve a solid level of shit compression. Squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that will help. Squeezing my butt cheeks for 30 minutes. That's quite a clench. Alright. Well, we're here. We may as well ask you. I know Lieutenant didn't want to. Look, I have questions for you.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
Oh. Body, what do you know about it?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno. Pig's choking. He's totally choking.
Kim, help me out here. What do we want to know?
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
The usual being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
Do you know how it got up there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So, didn't see it happening.
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Okay, where did you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking
Looks around, trying to come up with something.
Mesco, or I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Is that a cyberpunk shoutout?
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Or maybe a diss, I don't know. It's a fictional name. Night City doesn't exist.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where Kuno's been. You haven't been in Kuno's head. You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
Getting back to the topic at hand.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
So you don't know anything.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Have you seen anyone suspicious
Just
around?
a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, You tell the faggoty Kuno.
Looks like you're a faggoty now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Yeah. That's enough out of that kid. Actually, why don't we go and investigate what we now obviously know through that dialogue option being revealed is Kuno's shack. Don't be afraid to say weird things. People are more forgiving to persons of power, like police officers. Hey, I have been saying a lot of weird shit, so that's a loading screen I'm already following. Whoa. Empty tube of magnesolum, magnesium supplements. Silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine, sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Someone has taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere? I wasn't thinking about taking it, I swear. I was thinking about justice. I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective? Ooh. That's the most sly answer. I'm gonna go with that.
No, I'm just a regular detective, thank you very much.
Someone's taken narcotics. Well,
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However,
points to the ladder in the corner.
see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? The secret path the local kids use.
Well, that's good to know for later, probably. Poster says, get out of the way or get fucked up. Cured pig's head, but it looks mummified. Oh. You need to do something behind Lieutenant Kutsuragi's back. Sneak out after he's gone to sleep. I don't know. So far, well, yeah, he's been. They've been kind of forgiving to me. Okay, so that gets me up on the roof here. Interesting. Well, I'm sure that might come in handy later. But, you know, good thing we have decent enough perception to be able to spot the obvious, like, hidden door. Now, if only we had the friggin' endurance to be able to not vomit when trying to search the dead body. There's a few things we can do for now. One, we can actually go and question Guard a bit more about the pants in his dumpster.
Can I help you?
Yeah, we're probably not going to need it again, so.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
Just the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue state. Could someone on your staff have put them there? Or who else has the keys to the trash container? Yeah, let's continue our fuck with Gart.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
Okay, that was a decent comeback, Gart. Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Who else had the keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Well, let's talk about something else. I need a drink. Can you pour me one?
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
It could be.
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation.
No, there's nothing
Am I
there.
wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this?
Shakes an imaginary shaker furiously.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager. Is there anything else you wanted?
A fucking drink.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
I want a fucking drink, asshole. You don't understand the seriousness of the situation. I'm an alcoholic. I need my fix. I'm an alcohol-operated detective. If you want me to clean up the dead body and solve the case, then you need to insert alcohol into my mouth. Fine then. I had something else I needed. You know what? I like number 3.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple?
Pineapple.
Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
By the way, I'm gonna sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Damn right we do.
Your body is ready, sire.
Seen something here at the Whirling Gart. A thing I need to talk about.
What thing?
Saw the sign that said the mess hall was reserved for the Union. Gart, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
Maybe I am a cook.
You're not. You're a menace. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
Tosses his head in disdain.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Good to know.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Gotcha. Alright, 5 more experience points and I finally get a level up. Find out who's in the Union box. They're not here today. They'll eventually show up. Keep an eye out for them. Ask Kuno if he knows anything about the victim's clothes in the trash. Who else had unauthorized access to the Whirling's trash? Find this person and you'll know who tampered with the scene. It may take a while. Well, who are you?
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
I am the law. What's going on here? Or, yeah, I'll keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
I am the law. Yeah.
You sure are, my man.
He nods emphatically.
It's the jam, my man.
He motions towards the sprawl of the lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
He glances south down the road. Upon days, huh? Limbo, huh? That's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So, how long have you been here, man?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it. I don't quite understand what you just said. Could you say it again, only a little less plodding? Nah, I can roll with what he's saying. It's very out there. It's wild. I'm on this vibe, yo.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Snickers.
So tell me, what do you need?
Know anything about the dead man? One hanging behind the hostel there?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
And what's your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Yeah. I have collected my volumetric shit, apparently. What are you hauling, anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Wicked! I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il-Moran market lately.
That's your machine behind you? Could I get one of those Falm tracksuits you're hauling?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
That a Falm A6 you got there? Yeah, those lorries are pretty neat. Interested? Not really. I asked because, I don't know, must be a cop reflex. I don't know. We'll get into it with him. Encyclopedia bothered to check in, so.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
Gives the lorry a friendly knock. So then, nothing illegal in there.
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Tell me any more about this, strike?
It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up.
They probably
Precise
would.
demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Her, huh? What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
All of who?
Us lorry drivers. Camioners. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
What do you see in his eyes? Very low, even though, like, empathy's not a terrible skill of mine. Yeah, we'll try it. See what happens.
Ease into it. Don't go too far.
Ah.
This seems like a personal matter.
My man, I want to know about your soul! Man, you look sad. What's going on with you? Hey, Tommy, spill the beans. What's troubling with you? That is the exact opposite of easing into it. That's pretty forceful too. You know what? Fuck. This guy looks like he has a sense of humor, so that's probably might get the best response.
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory, but it certainly doesn't help with your conversational skills, does it?
I guess not.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach. It is possible the yelling didn't help.
Aw. Put skill points into empathy to try again. I'm good for now. Good talk.
Don't be a stranger.
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today. police officers' shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Damn. Bonus from thought. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance is raised 4. Okay. Well, we'll see if that helps getting us to the dead body. And if that doesn't work, then I will try and search for my badge or something, or talk to this annoying little shit again. Who knows?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
Alright.
Emitting it is all it does now.
I got a +6 because my shit has been compressed into, like, diamond hard constipation. Let's do this. My butt cheeks clenched for 30 minutes straight. You have no idea how compressed this shit is.
As you breathe in,
Ah.
odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Well, let's start from the bottom and work our way up.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots. Are they? They're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
So now he's saying we should go talk to Kuno about the armor. Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor. I don't think we're that dumb. But what the hell?
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes.
Ah!
They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Ooh, I can actually level up mid-conversation. No, I'm gonna save it for now. What if if they told him to strip before they hung him, to demean him? They wouldn't have, because we found his clothes locked in the trash and they were already smelling like corpse, so don't need to ask that. Could have been walking around naked, just like this for all we know. But we know because of... Meh. This is the more sensible one. That's kind of weird, because since we already found the pants and they already, like, they would have had to have been taken off. His pants would have had to have been removed after he was hung. So, or hanged.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties, and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
Material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is nearly 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
It's enough. Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less. Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bill.
I have no idea what that means.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware then? Genius?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
Yeah, of course we did. He's looked pretty advanced for a security guard, though.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
On your finger over the line.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drying ballpoint of his pen on his tongue.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Pull the boot off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Sure, why not?
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, An ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
Lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boot under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Well, I am a homo myself, but, like, well, I don't, whatever. To what?
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. I do have an endurance of 2, or like a physique of 2, so good armor would be a good thing to come by. This is advanced enemy technology. We should conduct research into their weaknesses. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. You said they're expensive. I thought I could pawn them to earn some lucre. Sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. Thought I should just try. This looks like the best cover, because really I just wanted the boots.
How many clues do you need? You already found a number. Besides,
He taps the boot.
there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Steal a dead man's boots? But that would be dishonorable! Refuse for honor. No, I still want the boots. Sounds like a plan.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Nice and cracky, eh? What's going to happen to the boots then?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Yes, we
The
should.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is that a map of the night sky? Is this a map of an microelectronic system? Is this a national pattern?
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
Missing something here.
So am I.
Sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
What's that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
No, he actually acknowledged the kids. He produces 2 metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Points the camera at the corpse peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a colorful, perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. It's a cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
What do we
It
need this
contains
photo
insight
for?
to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
Like my badge. He hands me the piece of paper, rolled up photo. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Let's look at the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so. Then again, what do I know? I don't even know what an airship is. I think my brain is telling me, so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
Assuming the dock workers from the harbor did it? They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. How did they even get him up there? So it looks like we'll go through these all one by one.
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
No, they might have forgotten to brief me. My past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life, certainly not a briefing.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The ropes is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Makes a pulling motion.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Cool.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there.
How very eldritch.
Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode, from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Well, this looks like a white check again, so... Sure, we'll try it. Tell me who you are, dead man.
The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40-50, with an athletic build.
Put more points into Inland Empire. And maybe we can get the corpse to tell us more about himself.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench.
Oh, and
Eyes
that was added
like a
to
shark.
the main. Squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink. Thighs, too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead.
I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
The world no longer stores its personality in its composition. There was time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better to not say that. Too heavy. Totally. This Buster's not coming back. Deady, dead, dead, dead. Or the old philosopher in me again. What is dead, anyway? This almost seems like it's responding directly to this.
That sounds about right, yes.
Well, thanks for that, Kim. He nods in agreement with this advanced piece of conceptualization. Having mulled it over, he says, I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored.
Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging.
Yep, seems like a lynching to me.
Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death.
Something is coming out of him. Ugh.
The pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
I like that you can respond every time they make a comment. We got lucky, though.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
He's also beaten up. See the
I
bruises?
do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Nah. Bunch of them, of course, are from Kuno throwing the rocks at him.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
is no breath to catch, only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
So how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
I could put a skill point into Inland Empire and try that again, but...
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
We saw the branch. Ooh, excuse me. Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Maybe we could shoot him down. Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor. I'm out of ideas. Let's have another look at him. Yes, maybe we could saw the branch down.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Well, maybe we could shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch, that's a good spot to aim.
There, the buckle that holds the belt together. I don't know, just, shoot up there, maybe. Just shoot the belt. The bullet will break it.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen? Actually, don't. It has bad idea written all over it. Wait. Let me try. Say nothing and let him choose. I don't know how. Maybe it's better not to.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Shoot that motherfucker down!
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Fucking idiot! Mukabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
It's okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
No,
Try again,
we
maybe?
are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised.
looks around the windows overlooking the yard.
Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
Well, what now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Well, I could try to shoot him down myself.
It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks here. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't hit the victim.
Gonna need your gun for this.
They only have one gun.
Oops.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Officer, why do we only have one gun?
He asks, carefully loading his pistolet. Remember when I told you I didn't have my badge or uniform with me when I woke up? I didn't have my gun either. I think someone has stolen it from me. Stolen my gun. Gun is stolen.
That is even more unfortunate than the badge. You need to contact your station about it as soon as possible. Try not to lose this one, please.
Take the gun.
You fucking banana poika. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
Feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
Point the gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Point the gun at Kuno S.
Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Young lady, look here.
Do it! Set me free!
You feel as though it would be dangerous to set this creature free to roam about the cosmos.
Don't.
Feel the lieutenant's hand on your shoulder.
Do it!
Composure, legendary. Pull the trigger.
Put it right here, Mulka! Right here!
Hesitated for a moment, -1. Oh, it's worse because I didn't go right for it. You know what? Nah.
Intense shit, copper.
Fucker waved his gun! It wasn't intense, it was pathetic!
-1 because I responded to the provocation.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
28% now. You know what? I think I know where we're going to put our first point. Even chance now. Well, let's take that shot. See what happens. Got him!
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you, man?
Communism.
Communism, eh?
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Who's laughing now, you little shit? You have been policed. I think we know how we did that. By going through. Yeah, I don't think we need to give the girl any more attention. She's annoying. It's time to say something disco, like, you have been policed.
Ace is high.
Lieutenant raises his hand, waiting for you to slap it.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture has spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
I'm not gonna leave him hanging.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were
we're fucking each other. Got a problem with it? Why not?
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they suck each other off.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the corpse.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Wait, field autopsy?
Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I can't say I'm fully satisfied with that part. We should search for prints, maybe.
Points to the spring mud around you.
2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Don't we have someone else for the autopsy? Like, a doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all.
Honorary rank? Yes, I feel like a detective. I don't think I'm a detective.
An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is Lieutenant Detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse.
I don't think I'm a detective.
With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise.
I have to give him back his gun. Oh man. I'm so much better a shot than him, though, obviously.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Claire, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Evrard.
You could ask the garden for directions.
Is this the famous list of initial interviews?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Nice. What's this?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Kind of
Heavy
boots?
workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Lieutenant, workers' boot tracks.
Noted.
Well, let's see if I get this one as well. Have a good night, Venture Moose. I think I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty soon, too. We did get the body down after all.
Maybe more than 10. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
That guy was probably carrying the body then.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many?
Lieutenant has been tracking your eyes. 400 million! Nah, there's just 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guys going back and forth. Way off! Way!
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light steps. Light step, number 41 shoe. A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint. Aberration on one sole, smoother than the other.
A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any way to be sure. We weren't sure, so we'll be honest. Heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over. Maybe it was a giant. Could have been an extremely obese person. But we are investigating a murder scene, so.
Possibly, yes.
An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
Drummer? That's stupid. Some people were looking for... One of the people we're looking for is a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
I guess he was joking.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing. Interesting. If only I had come up with that idea.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. The lieutenant writes down the information down in his notebook, then reverts to the tracks in the mud.
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Revachol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here, Kim?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
Well, we've been through all of it. Interesting. So I've got a skill point I can spend. I am going to put it into savoir-faire simply so I can try and get my tie again. And it looks like another 30 more experience points and I'll have another level that I can do. Alright, so we have those. Ask Kuno, the kid throwing rocks, what he knows about the armor. Discovered a serial number on the victims. Use Kim's shortwave to run the serial number. Get the boots off the victim's feet. Ask around about the tattoo's possible meaning. Ask Kim to tell you about the case. Police officers get briefed about cases they're given. Sometimes they forget the briefing, though, and need to be briefed again. Click on Kim and ask him about the case. Perform the field autopsy. Hanged man is down. Perform a closer inspection of his body, arriving at the cause of death. This will need a form to be filled in 3 parts. Interview the union boss. Enter the harbor and seek an audience with the local Depardieu's union leader, Everard Clare. You need to ask him about the murder in the district. And interviewed the Wild Pines rep. Find the representative of the logistics company who runs the harbor and ask her about the murder. She should be around here somewhere. Ah, looks like the ceiling fan can be done again. Enough skill points available. What? There we are. Ace is high. +1 empathy towards Kim Kutsuragi. The Insulindian Civil War was not the first war to see the use of aerostatic aircraft on both sides, but it was the longest. For 8 years, folded multi-rotor aircrafts crisscrossed the air above Revachol, Ozone, Face à la Mer, and the Arcade Islands. They made sweeps over the sandy beaches and shot each other out of the blue sky, then sank as wrecks into the bottom of the sea. The Aces High was a custom on the revolutionary side, performed by a squadron mates after landing. Lieutenant Kitsuragi likes it. Why is that? Oh, unlock a new slot to research a thought. Okay, so I guess we need to use skill points to unlock thoughts as well. Alright, well, let's take a break from this body for now. It is raining, so let's get some shelter here. And guess the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at some of these. Lieutenant Kitsuragi snapped a photo of the hangman's tattoos. It displays an intricate web of blue lines stretching across his torso. You have to admit, it looks quite cool. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the Whirling in Rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samaran descent, frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems like a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique. The gloves give me +1 interfacing. I may as well leave them on. Or at least, I think I can take the gloves off for now. But yeah, want to look at my ledger before we end this. This is the ledger you found at the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case. Why to interact with these?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Why, thank you, brain.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Expect toilet paper. Sure, we'll expect that first.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue? They look exactly the same.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Okay.
Still wet, the toilet paper. I mean, kitchen tissue. So it is off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger, and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
I really like how this game picks up on, like, your previous comments and actually uses it. It's actually done really well.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your fingers across the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Lieutenant, is this one of those hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, Mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have had lights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Good to know. We'll use your car.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
He returns to his neatly kept
While a bunch of
notes.
sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Psst. Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? There was mention of a naming convention here. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Turns back to his files.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters, too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Can my cases appear to employ some kind of naming
You
convention?
mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
Seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Well, at least we continue to see that his sense of humor is quirky at best.
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rails bite through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper using the pen Lena gave you. Hey, it's a good thing we got that smiling ape pen a while back.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man. The Furies are at home in the mirror. The Setting Sun. Shit on a stick. Actually, I don't have one. We'll just go with the Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Well, I'm done inspecting these files.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Browse the case files again. Logic. Kim explained the system. Can I read the case files now?
It's proving
No.
to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
I guess so. Need to come up with a small archaeological system to reorder the remains of your past works. At the moment, all they do is fall apart in your hands. Some dates, numeric. Insular system is all you have.
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files. Commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter. You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the... In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
Guess we using one of those
the rest
rather
of the
soon.
stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Logic, huh?
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
-1 for Lonesome Way Home? Oh, we can even that up a little bit. Oh. Won't let me go into my inventory while I'm doing this. Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Alright, well, we'll put the ledger away first, because I'm going to re-equip those gloves. Give me +1 to interfacing.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from
Yeah, that works a bit
with
better.
permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know, without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Huh.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Cool. Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Well, let's open it and get some tutti fucking fruity.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
So our name is Harry?
Throw it away, please.
But it'll make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Hold on to it and read the card.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
I'm holding.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. What? Just happened. What?
There is nothing. Again.
Okay. Just lie there passed out. Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
I did not expect any of this to come out of reading the ledger. Wow.
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who's that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
No, I was cool. I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
White morning, a new thought, huh? Was that the X something? The
bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Yes, that. Or no, it was beautiful.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
Where is the Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Huh.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules. No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. Came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. I was dehydrated. Won't happen again. Fuck it! Start climbing out of the motor car.
That does sometimes happen.
Item gained. Ledger of failure and hatred. He hands you the remains
He
of your ledger.
replies with such understanding. It's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Well, I'm not going to look at it anymore because I think we've done enough on that. Read the watermarks. Since we're in front of the Kanima. So I've got 2 that I could learn. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell like a lily on the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes, and it gets smaller and smaller. Okay, so I can spend skill points either on my character sheet or to unlock more slots for thoughts. +1 authority. Little guy gets further and further away. Or -1 authority. Takes 5 hours. Wow. Well, after that, like, that really seems like something I should be thinking about. So, yeah, sure, we'll put the white warning on. Cool. Well, that was definitely quite a bit of stuff that we've done. We got the dead body out of the tree. We learned a little bit more about ourselves. And I think this is definitely a good time to take a break. And I think when we come back, we will probably learn a little bit more about Detective Kitsuragi. We haven't even bothered to talk to him yet. And since we're right by his Kanima, I guess we can call in about the badge, look at the stuff in the halogen lights and all that. So, we'll get that done, and that'll be tomorrow in the evening, which is when I'll be coming back. And thank you so much for everyone who tuned in to catch part of this live. I saw a bunch of people jumping in and out viewing the stream, so thank you all. And to those who stuck around to the end, thank you especially. And shout outs to Venture Moose for sounding off in the chat. And yeah, until next time, y'all stay safe. You be excellent to each other. And as our cop friend here, whose name may be Harry, but is definitely not Rafael Ambrosius Cousteau, even though he'd like it to be. We'll see y'all next time.